Got the shed joints. Oaks got busted up, huh?
We made a lot of progress, Rachel.
They were working like crazy.
Your home's not affected.
Yeah. You want to see it?
Yeah.
Everybody.
No, better. Wow. So I just looked back at Judy's. That's someone's porch. She told me sticking in the roof.
I tell you, the way this thing, the aerial view, the way it just went straight, northeast direction, it's great. And somehow, nothing here, on the other side too. It's just like selective. It seemed like we got some movement on some stuff. I think we need FEMA to give us a blanket guard to go in and blanket private entry. So that our contractors can go and do private entry as to be able to take stuff off. Now here we ain't got any policy. our contractors can't pick it up.
So right of entry is really difficult. We try to get that on the North Shore.
Right.
So we can start working on that now.
Well, we had a conversation with Savage, so from what I understand, they give them a fee, and it doesn't cost them anything. So the state's going to pick up the debris with it. So they're going to do surplus funds to pick it up because we're not going to meet the threshold.
I'm wondering about that.
We're not going to $7 million for the state on this for public assistance. We're not going to meet it. So they're going to give us around $1 million. That's all it's going to take to remove debris. So the state's going to do that. The governor and Hewitt, we had a meeting yesterday, and I enjoyed that conversation. But it's going to happen. So I told Sam, tell FEMA just to get us a freaking just sign them up. So we ain't going to take people's stuff. Now, I know you're not here to...
So, I assume this is Region 6 FEMA. And so the parish president wants a letter from FEMA about right of entry. And so we can call Tony just to kind of, now the governor and Sharon Hewitt met yesterday. So I know it's happening, and they talked to Cedric. But we should touch Tony too, right?
I was going to call Tony, but I said I'm going to stay out of this and let them do whatever.
Get back together. Hey, Gillis. How you, brother?
Good to see you.
I hate to tell you, man, you're getting graded here.
I think
It's a council.
So blanket, were you thinking? Blanket,
it's a unique topic. Things being widespread damage and everybody being in the same boat. It's not that. It's very good.
The cool thing is, Judy was telling me, everything going on in her house is just volunteers coming up. You need a gym too.
It's been such an overwhelming overflow of support, right, which has been awesome. You know, but still, even the volunteer groups are like they're custom to shoot with a shotgun. So we're kind of just trying to tail that and shoot with a laser. You know, there's such a small amount of people that we're affected. We can really make an impact and really start more so than we've ever been. So we're going to try and make that happen.
Well, you know, working with the state's going to be a lot faster getting the money for the debris removal.
well, it's kind of wink and stuff.
Don't say it.
It's okay. You know what they told us? Put your contractors to work. We're going to make this happen. So I'm doing Rob's job right now.
There you go.
I'm protecting. I'm protecting the Senate.
I got it. Go ahead and talk.
Oh, I got it.
We need it, Gillis.
I know, man. What the hell is a councilman good for, yeah? I do what I can.
Listen, the spirit, the people,
It's incredible.
and it's so uplifting, you know, and it's hard for me, I get all emotional, but they uplift me. I go seeing it's incredible. You're gonna hear it, it's amazing, and you're gonna see it.
Maybe we should move away from the
You do
wire.
see-
I think we
you
should just
see
walk
this young
this
lady
way a
over
little
here.
bit.
Oh, Sam. Hey, Sam. How are you?
I just had some friends send me money. Thank you for coming down.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is actually the house I just bought.
You should see the brick damage.
Oh, yes. If you'd like to come on in, please.
And look, there's the...
Yeah, just stop tapping, stop tapping, seriously, stop tapping, stop tapping. I got it. Don't worry, stop tapping.
You get inside? Yeah, there goes.
Oh, sure.
those guys are so swift.
It sounds like it.
Everything they do, they've been looking at it for like 2 hours. They can't give anything like on the spot.
Right.
Because they can't.
Right. No. Right.
It's like cookie cutter stuff.
It is.
And it's all, it is
It's
what it is,
fine, right,
I'm not
right.
rolling down again, you know, but it's just, really.
It looked good though when they hit the whole surface.
And then he was fine, and he was trying to make it.
Was he really?
Because he knows, he says he wasn't, but you know, because he knows on it.
Right.
Pulled it out. Except for, you know,
Hey,
How are you, son?
good, how are you?
Probably the best to go while you're doing this. I mean, look, you're in the initial stages here, but I mean, what do you think? I mean, look, it's overwhelming to see for everybody, but what do you think with what you're looking at? Look, this is hold everybody's mic right here. I'm gonna kill 3 birds with 1 stone right here.
Well,
I should get a triple paycheck here.
I'll tell you, the first thing I'm struck, you meet people who've been affected and they're like in good spirits. And partly the reason they're in good spirits is like the woman here said, oh yeah, everything I have, the generator, somebody just came and said you need a generator. And the plywood, somebody said, can I help you put up plywood? And President McGinnis pointing out that like the spirit of community, Sam just told me that people from the Bywater came to clean up her yards. So one, it gives you hope. We know bad things are going to happen, but if we can come together to help each other get through the bad thing, that kind of lifts you up a little bit. Second, man, my gosh, when it destroyed something, it destroyed something. Sam just showed me the picture of a 2x6.
Yes, sir.
A 2x6 that just went straight through like a spear through corrugated metal. And a single brick that just kind of came through a window and skipped all the way across her house. A single brick, like a bullet. The impact's incredible.
Can you answer this question? So hopefully they'll qualify for federal disaster relief. We don't know if they're going to hit the threshold or not, but you've leaned on insurance companies to do the right thing for people. Is it important that these people, if they have insurance, they get what they're properly owed and they don't have to jump through blazing hoops and fight tooth and nail just to get what they've been paying for years from their insurance company?
And I'll add to that, it's not only important they get the benefits that they paid for, but it's important they get it in a timely fashion. Because you can stretch out the payment of that so long that you can't repair the damage. And when you can't repair the damage gets worse because the rain comes, et cetera, et cetera. So some insurance companies do it right and some don't. And so I'll do whatever I can on a federal level, working with state officials, because it's typically a state play. How do you lean on folks to make sure they do the right thing? Not just the money, it's the timeliness.
Yeah, we're going to follow you for a little bit more, but thank you, Senator.
What can you do to help this area get FEMA assistance?
So we've already been on the phone. The parish president told me that they want what is called the right of entry. How can you go into someone's yard and clear it out? And FEMA has restrictions upon that. We had some problems after Ida. So my assistant, he mentioned it to us, my assistant's already been on the phone speaking to the regional director in Dallas. Just one more pressure point, asking FEMA to just get that letter out quickly.
Hi, we're here a little late. It's tough getting here with all the trucks and everything. So what have you been able to see so far?
So I've talked to a woman her father built that home in did she say 47? Because it's the only home she's ever lived in. And she seems older than me. Mm-hmm. She's just like totally calm. But the roof's torn off. The oak tree that survived Betsy is all ripped around. And she's just totally calm. She's like, that's okay, I'll get through this. And this woman, the generator's humming in the background. She goes, you know, this is not government assistance. My neighbor came and said, you need a generator. And she's a first responder, so she's used to stress. But still, she's calm. She's actually kind of smiling. And similarly, the woman here, I was mentioning, she's got a 2x6 driven through a corrugated wall. But folks have been so kind to her, Venmoing money, etc., to help her rebuild. It's just so positive. The response of people helping people has just been incredible.
It really is. here in St. Bernard, that's all we've been seeing is
Yes.
everyone just really leaning on each other and helping each other out.
Proactively.
Mm-hmm.
So again, Sam told me some people with the Bywater came to help her clean out her stuff. A friend of hers took an off day in JP to come down here and help her. So it's that's the best thing about it. The storm, we have the storm. The after help, that's just incredible.
Of course.
So.
As far as federal assistance, does this qualify for FEMA assistance?
I spoke to the parish president, and Guy says he's not sure it's going to hit the threshold for that threshold. So we obviously have to wait to be sure. But he also tells me that Governor Edwards and State Senator Hewitt have been in collaboration, and that the state will help out here. So there is assistance coming.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's always good news. And
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone here is waiting on bated breath to hear what that's going to be.
Well, no, they're not waiting.
Yeah.
They're going in, they're helping each other out, they're clearing it out, they're getting the ventilators, and that's the best thing of all. If we wait for the federal government, sometimes you'll have to wait too long. If it's your neighbor knocking on your door, can I help? You don't know me, but I'm here. That's the best thing.
Of course. Because
Yeah.
a lot of the people around here, they're still recovering from Ida as well.
Yeah, we saw some tarps, and I'm told the tarps are related to Ida. So yes, clearly. But there's good news on that, as you probably saw that announcement we made last week. There's more money coming down for Ida.
For sure.
Yeah.
What, after this visit, what are you going to take away from this? Take
Well,
back with you.
first, we're going to do the immediate. I mentioned already that when Parish President McGinnis told me that they're trying to get the right of entry for FEMA, my staff has already been on the phone with the regional director. He's talking to others, every pressure point. So that's number one. How can we get that kind of immediate, let's clear up the garbage. Secondly, we'll make it clear if there's anybody that does have a claim of FEMA, if there is some work with FEMA, they can contact our office. Cassidy.senate.gov. You can look on there, get the phone number, and one of my employees was affected by the storm, so we'll take a personal interest, even more so than we always do. So we'll be there to help folks with that. And lastly, we're working to build more resiliency. It's not just tornadoes that affect us, but floods and hurricanes. So the bipartisan infrastructure bill just released $40 million for flood resiliency. And we're going to continue to see that bill, which is put out to help us have more resiliency to the storms we've been seeing, is implemented in a way that benefits the folks of Louisiana. There's about $2.5 billion, if I remember correctly, nationwide for flood resiliency, as an example. Louisiana's filed about 50% of the claims for flood for FEMA. So what can we do for that? So we're just going to push wherever we can to build resiliency into our communities.
Of course, because folks around here aren't used to tornadoes.
They're not. Well, on the other hand, we can't prepare for tornadoes perhaps, but we can prepare for other things. And there's multiple areas we're working on that.
Of course. Is there anything I haven't asked you that you think is important for viewers to know?
Let me see. Let's walk a little bit and we'll see what we see.
Sure.
So
Okay.
can I just ask you one thing?
Yes, sir.
What are your thoughts when you see the degree of destruction, in the area? Have you been over to Patricia? And
No, this is my first place to stop.
Well, when you see this, what are your thoughts on it?
Mother Nature is powerful, and you don't mess with Mother Nature. So you just can't help. I mean, one, we couldn't stop a tornado, right? And we've got to bring relief to the people that are affected by storms. But you're just in awe of what Mother Nature can do.
Keep going.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Y'all are welcome to follow along.
Okay.
Jay Money, what's up?
Sorry, I just wanted to make. He asked if you live here now. Okay, I just didn't know the extent of the rain that night. We got poured on it. So that was good then. So there's been very little water.
You got a generator, there's a roof in the back. Come on in here.
Thursday to have that family